Thoughts create our reality. Our emotions directly affect our cells, and our bodies can heal from within. Welcome to Be Your Own Healer with me, Dr. Kim Duramo, where we'll share incredible stories of people unleashing the healing power that lives within us and use mind-body medicine to show you how you can do it too. These healing sessions and powerful conversations will enlighten your path forward to be your own healer. Your awakening journey starts now.
So how are you?
I'm good. Things are moving and then things get stuck, and then I'm like, oh, what about that? And so, but it's all good because I'm so happy that we're doing this extended process because this feels, consistent. So that feels good.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's a bigger piece to step into, to that sustained, continually moving into over and over again. What is my truth?
Yes.
And I think also, like, there's a level where, like, go big or go home. I either am infinitely powerful and infinitely resourced, or I'm just making this all up and it's just a game. And there's a point where we actually really choose and like pop into that level of creation.
Yeah, exactly. Like this isn't just a little workshop.
Yeah.
This is a transformation that's
Yeah, and
gonna
your system
happen.
knows, like, oh, she's serious about this.
Yes.
Any ways we hide or diminish ourselves or don't know our worth are like gonna come up to be seen.
Right. So yeah, so I had my first meeting with my healing committee. It was so fun. And it was like, I just, I made it happen. I sat down, I had four committee members and I visualized them and I talked to each one of them and I explained what I wanted to have happen. And I asked them for their help and I wrote, we talked about the tasks that were there. And so she says in the book to do it, for the first, I mean, you could do it however you want, but the first one, you could light a candle, whatever. So I made sure I did it in my favorite spot in my bedroom where I have a glider. I had a candle. It was this morning. And I visualized each one and talked to them. And so it's really exciting. And I know you can talk to them anytime too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and once you've like opened that forum, then you do your mini meetings. They're already there. There's already a context for them in your awareness. You're already connecting with them, and then you grow it and develop it from there.
yeah,
Oh, that's so awesome.
yeah,
I know in like a more, as we move more into living from oneness and like a 5D understanding, this is just gonna be how we just do life.
hmm
You won't have to learn it because you won't have unlearned that you're connected and that you're resourced. So
right.
awesome.
I've known it's there, but I haven't felt it. And now I feel like this is like I'm totally bringing it in. I'm aligning with it. And it's just what's going to be. It's just what's going to be.
Yeah.
And hopefully for everyone, like you said. But for now, it's coming. Yeah.
The more
Yeah.
people that live in like a higher frequency way of functioning, like you function in connection with the divine matrix, you're consciously aware of and communicating with the divine matrix. You're also being a great receiver from your worthiness. The more people that function in that higher frequency, the more exponential growth and change and awakening happens.
Yeah. It's
But
really exciting.
did
Um,
there any insights about like the sleep or any of the other stuff going on?
I mainly just like visualize them and they came to me in colors. So like my spiritual nutritionist is orange. It's an orange entity being. My doctor is a green entity. My spiritual regulator of emotions is red. And then my spiritual workout coach is blue. So I like had those images and so I feel like with those colors, then I can easily identify with colors and I'll just know, okay, whatever color pops in, that's what I'm working on. and that's who I need to talk to. Like, oh, I need you to look at this, spiritual nutritionist. And I did ask questions like, look, I said to the nutritionist, I sat down, I had more of a one-on-one with her, and I was saying, my husband and I love to create meals together. So I was asking my spiritual nutritionist, like, how can I blend this, knowing that I need to eat in a way that supports my body, and also do these meals with my husband? Because there's he's like, butter, and I'm like, can we cut back on the butter? But so I was asking, like, look, it's not an either or, like, we have to find a way to work together. So how can we make that happen? So that's the kind of questions I was asking.
So even asking that question is pretty high frequency to consider. And so, when you go to a forum, like people go to an Esther Hicks event or something, and then they'll ask these questions that they know are kind of the appropriate question to ask for a being at that high consciousness. Like they would never ask that question at like a nutrition conference, right? And so it's so genius that you're creating the forum to ask those expanded questions and ask those kinds of, because it's you see how that's the receptivity on your part. You're like the receiver for the answer by asking the question. And the frequency, it's the same, right? The frequency of the answer is the same frequency as the question. And that's the genius of like asking that question, just being in the question. So I wonder, like, what are your ideas about butter that have that be, is it you're eating, like, or what is your kind of code according to what you're doing your meals?
Yeah, so I flip-flop between I need to not eat gluten to I need to eat gluten, or like I love gluten, I love bread or whatever. And so that is a conflict for me. And my belief is that I feel better, I feel sharper, I feel like I can feel my body more when I don't have a ton of gluten, like sludge in my body. So that's one thing. So like this weekend for Easter, we made pierogies. Well, I was gonna in years past, I've tried a gluten-free pierogi, cannot figure it out. No. And so we just had a blast, and like we make them from scratch, that kind of thing, right? So do I enjoy this process with my husband? It's Polish, he's Polish. It's like this wonderful experience. And so I just decided I'm just going to I'm just going to enjoy them, the whole thing. I'm going to enjoy them. But then the day after Easter, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do any gluten for the next week, So that's part of what happens. The same with like butter. Like I'm trying to lose weight. Menopause was hard on my body. I don't know why he's shedding weight and I'm gaining weight. So
you think butter is going to
that's one of the reasons why butter.
And you think butter is going to inhibit you losing weight?
I guess so. Calories.
Oh, okay. And you think butter is going to be bad for your hormones?
No, I think butter's just going to add calories.
Okay, let's just we're going to look at this. You're in the mind with food. Like even when you acknowledge my belief about gluten, and then how you do this thing, you flow with it, but then you make this decision, like I got to go for a week with no gluten. So you're really in the mind. And are you aware doing food from the mind is always going to be really limiting?
Yeah, I do know. And it's sort of like the fight flight comes in with the food, and like, oh, I got to make sure I eat the right way, because what if I continue to get
like
fat?
staying in the mind is going to keep you in the programming.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So there's like the brainwave patterns, and you got high beta brainwave. What do I think about this? What do I think about that? And the high beta, it's not that high beta is bad, although it does get you more triggered into fight or flight.
Yeah.
It's just the program of the high beta carries the program of it carries the limited programming. The high beta is playing over and over. I'm a physical body. This is bad. That is good. I'm in my menopause, and therefore all of the ideas, memories, beliefs, judgments, conclusions of the collective consciousness at that frequency.
Okay.
A lot of them are unconscious. Like, oh, well, after 40, it's all going to be da, 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 da. Or there's like so many of them about being a woman, about being a certain age, about sexuality, about hormones, about menopause. You got like whole eons of volumes just about that idea alone. About butter, right? Like fat, animal products, the whole collective of if you eat fat, you'll get fat. So these are not truths. They're ideas, they're programs. You know, did you ever
Mhm.
see the Matrix?
A long time ago.
He sends her a program and it's in a chocolate dessert thing, and the girl eats it, and you watch her energy body, and her energy body shoots this like delicious, decadent, like elixir of like, oh, and then you see the energy go right down to her like genitals, and the light lights up, and then you see this spurt of like light energy spurting up, like
Yeah.
basic orgasm spurting out physically, and then shooting right up her body. And all you see is she just
Mhm.
gets up like, and she gets up and like walks out of the restaurant to go to the bathroom, like, ooh, this is too much, right? So she doesn't know she's in a program and she's eating a program. And so when we are in high beta, that's how the body will receive butter or receive gluten or receive, it's going to receive it from the program versus
Okay.
in truth. So just breathe into your belly as you let this all in. It's all just energy. Pure food can be really, really life-giving energy that lets your body be more fluid with life, resilient with life, receiving of life. Pure food can let your body have the pure energy of receiving, the pure experience of receiving pure energy. So just say, I can receive pure energy from pure food.
Yeah, I can receive pure energy from pure food.
Right. And we're just going to let go of ideas we have about what food is pure, what food isn't. Just food is pure. Just food is food.
Okay.
So I can receive pure energy from pure food. Okay. So all food can be received as pure food.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to just feel how that feels in your body. Breathe all the way down through your spine and just feel all food can be received as pure food. All food can be received as pure energy. Say out loud, I can receive pure energy
I can receive pure energy through pure
without
food
any ideas about it.
without any ideas about it. That's so freeing.
Yeah. All right. So
Mhm.
now ask your system, or ask from your system, what would have to be true
What would have to be true
for me to do it like that?
for me to do it like that?
Yep. So if you were going to do it like that, you'd have to not be in judgment with food. For you to do it like
Well,
that,
all I need to know is that all I need to know is that oh, that's a possibility. I could actually just do it like that, you know?
yep, yep. But there may be a few things to remember to keep
Yeah.
letting go of, like your ideas about butter.
Okay.
Okay. What would I need to know to do it like that? Oh, I'd have to let go of these ideas I have about butter or the cringy. See, there's a good girl, bad girl with eating.
Yes.
You see,
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm a good girl. How did you do today with your eating? Oh, I was a good girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just tap on the heart and just realize like, oh, I could use food to play good girl, bad girl with myself. Right?
Okay.
I can
I could
play the
use
game of am I good? Am I bad? And use food as a
yeah.
way to dramatize it, right? So just breathe in and breathe.
Yes, totally.
Yeah. And let's just look at it, right? Like your your system. So funny. All right, just breathe because there's so much. Okay, just say all the ways everything was about good girl, bad girl.
In all, okay, in all the ways, everything is about good girl, bad girl.
My system set it up
My system set it up
to try to help me get a win.
to try to help me get a win.
It learned, oh, be good girl, we're gonna win. Okay, let me play that game with food. Let me play that game with my husband. Let me play that game with, I don't know, the clothes I wear. Let me play that game with people pleasing others. And it would use anything. It's like,
Yep.
so
Yep.
let your system know we can release that programming
We can release that programming
about good girl.
about good girl.
And we can just be, I can just be the I am.
I can just be the I am.
And eat or not eat.
And eat or not eat.
And let pure food be pure energy.
And let pure food be pure energy.
And just receive pure energy.
And just receive pure energy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Feel how easeful it is to let your body know I can receive pure energy and there's nothing attached to it. Okay. So feel into your system. Who would I need to be?
Who would I need to be?
To receive pure food as pure energy.
To receive pure food as pure energy.
And let it be delicious and nurturing.
And let it be delicious and nurturing.
And totally free.
And totally free.
Okay. Okay, good. So just breathe and keep letting go of those ideas, like that whole construct of calories. Okay, it's like if I'm roaming through the forest and there's trees everywhere and they're emitting pure energy. Oh, I want to take all this energy in. The more of that energy I take in, it could purify my body. Okay. There are breatharians that take in pure energy from the sun. They adapt their bodies. So they're looking at the sun like it's sunset where it's not as bright. And then they increase the amount of minutes they'll look at the sun and take in solar energy directly into their body to let their body be ignited with energy. They allow themselves and they adapt the technology of their body to receive direct energy from the sun. Okay.
Yeah.
The more they can take in, the more it enlivens their body, right? They're just letting that light up happen. So would you imagine like, well, I spent 5 minutes taking in that energy. I spent 10 minutes, that the 10-minute guy is going to like have like too much energy or it's going to have a harmful effect. It's more the frequency of the food and our relationship and ideas about the food have that be
Yes.
the frequency the food has an impact on us. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I really shouldn't eat this, but oh, I deserve it. And like you have whatever is that's a shame energy
Yes.
versus like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. Polish pierogies. Yeah, I'm worthy. I'm alive. Let's enjoy life. This is joyful. Eat the pierogi. My body knows what to do with it. And if you're in constant flow with that, your body's going to eat whatever it eats. And it's going to process whatever it eats. It's going to take in the pure energy from whatever it eats. It's going to get rid of whatever it doesn't want.
Okay.
Okay. And you can trust and let your body do that. And what else did I say about that? Get the good girl out of the equation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There's definitely good girl, bad girl, and it's definitely around eating. It's not just that, it's also like at nighttime, like the unconscious eating and the snacking and that's also another time when it's just as bad as butter is bad. Like it's just
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're unconsciously eating, let's say you're embodied. I'm here in the body. There's the light of I am in the body. The body's going to interact very differently with food and energy than the body that I'm like over there thinking whatever, and the body's over here unoccupied. And it's like, oh, wait, we got a lot to deal with right now. We're taking in the hot dog and I got to process this. The body that is in consciousness will function very differently. It won't, there won't be eating when the body's not like, ooh, yum, let's eat. You wouldn't eat outside of alignment with the body. Well, being in the body, practice living in the body, in the body, in the body. So you're like, all right, here I am eating. Oh boy, I feel uncertain about this. I'm in an unconscious behavior. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love that I'm doing an unconscious behavior that I would have otherwise shamed myself for. I love that I'm eating the whole bucket of ice cream. I love you. I love you. I love you. Right? That snaps you out of the shame frequency, which would continue and
Yep.
it into the love frequency, which inevitably is going to change the behavior. Maybe not in this 5 minutes, but like it doesn't matter.
I remember seeing you do a video on smoking and on loving every cigarette that you have, because then you're still at least in the frequency. Yeah. Yep. Do you remember that? Am I
Yes, yes,
remembering
yes.
that correctly?
And if you
Yeah.
love the pierogi while you're eating it,
Yep.
your body's gonna love the pierogi.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And if
Yeah.
you love yourself while you're eating it, even if, say, a different circumstance, you're like unconsciously stuffing yourself and there's like a movie on and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I love myself fully. I love myself fully. It will change. It will change the circumstance because you can't continue to do an unconscious behavior when you get conscious.
Right. Exactly.
And it's unlikely your body is going to crave pierogies all day. It might be once a year. It might,
It is once a
you know,
year. Yeah.
and it could be there's every day of something, but like it would only be what's aligned with what your body really wants.
Right.
Just can't be otherwise once you get
Yeah.
conscious.
Yeah.
So I would do some tapping each day, like before you
Yeah.
eat everything. I think of this butter. Let's do some together because we
Okay.
can move some of the stuff that's happening with your husband, just as an example. So just say,
Mhm.
in that moment, he's like, let's put more butter on it. And you're like, whoa, just say everything I think about this butter.
Everything I think about this
I
butter,
can't do that.
I can't do that.
I shouldn't do that.
I shouldn't do that.
That's bad for me.
That's bad for me.
Oh, okay. Now I'm in a conundrum.
Now I'm in a
Yeah,
conundrum.
good
Mhm.
girl wants to please the husband.
Yeah.
What do I
Yeah.
do? Good girl just doesn't know what to do with this one.
Right.
Do I comply and please my husband?
Yeah. Do I comply and please my husband? Yeah, because I feel alone if I don't.
Do I comply and eat the right way? Either way, do I comply and eat the good food? Do I comply and eat what my husband wants?
Okay. Do I comply and eat the good food, or do I comply and eat what my husband wants?
She can't win.
Can't win.
What if I let this be an invitation?
What if I let this be an invitation?
Let go of good girl.
Let go of good girl.
Everything she knows, you're proving to yourself, isn't going to get you anywhere. She's
Right.
either going to lose this way or lose that way.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Okay, so I'm seeing through this.
I'm seeing through it.
That good girl doesn't really know anything.
Good girl doesn't really know anything.
I can go beyond good girl.
I can go beyond good girl.
And what the mind thinks about everything.
And what the mind thinks about everything.
What the mind thinks about gluten. What the mind thinks
What
about
the mind
gluten.
thinks about gluten.
What the mind thinks about me.
What the mind thinks about
What the mind
me.
thinks about my body.
What the mind thinks about my body.
Mind thinks about butter.
What my mind thinks about butter.
What the mind thinks about being good.
What the mind thinks about being good.
No, it's good and bad, right and wrong.
Good and bad, right and wrong.
That is the universe of good girl.
That is the universe of good girl.
And it all seems so cut and dry.
It all seems so cut and dry.
That made a lot of sense.
It made a lot of sense.
Do these good things,
Do these good things
happen.
good things happen.
Avoid these bad things.
With these bad things,
Gave me a great opportunity to beat myself up.
yeah, give me a great opportunity to beat myself up.
Because that's how you just do these things and don't do that things. What's the problem? What's
Right.
wrong with me? Oh my God.
Yeah. What's wrong with me? Exactly.
I could keep living in the world of what's wrong with me.
I could keep living in the world with what's wrong with me.
Or see what's right about this I'm not getting.
Or see what's right about this I'm not getting.
On the faulty premise of that whole universe.
That faulty premise of that whole universe.
Of good and bad, right and wrong.
Of good and bad, right and wrong.
What if the truth is?
What if the truth is?
Everything is energy.
Everything is energy.
I can receive everything
I can receive everything.
in grace and ease.
Embrace and ease.
The collarbone. What if the truth about my body is
What if the truth about my body is
pure energy,
my body is pure energy,
and I can nurture it with food
and I can nurture it with food
and just let it take the energy.
and just let it take the energy.
My body knows how to do that.
My body knows how to do that.
And if I get out of the way,
And if I get out of the way,
my body has got this. Okay.
my body has got this.
I can receive pure energy.
I can receive pure energy,
And I am worthy
and I'm worthy.
of the true technology of my body,
True technology of my body.
doing what it's designed to do.
Yeah, doing what it's designed to do.
When I know I'm worthy,
But when I know I'm worthy,
my body works differently.
my body works differently.
Yeah, it's like if I'm living in not self-worth, my body's going to be glitchy and
Yeah.
more like the physical, all that stuff. When I know my self-worth, my body's like, ooh, we got this. It works totally fluidly.
Yeah. Okay.
Under the arm, when I know my worth,
When I know my worth,
it's all so easy.
it's all so easy.
Energy in, energy out,
Energy in, energy out,
and there's flow.
and there's flow.
I can let my body do that.
I can let my body do that.
Let go of everything I think,
Let go of everything I think,
everything I've learned,
everything I've learned,
and surrender.
and surrender.
And then I receive everything.
And then I receive everything.
Healthy body,
Healthy body.
top of the head. You said, I'm sharp with clear energy.
I'm sharp with clear energy.
And that's just where I live.
That's just where I live. Oh,
Food is a part of that.
food is a part of that.
It's not conditional.
It's not conditional.
My body knows how to take in pure energy.
Body knows how to take in pure energy.
And I can live in that space always.
And I can live in that space always.
Take a deep breath. I want you to feel everything that comes up that's not that. Okay. And then just feel that, welcome it into your heart. Now I want you to see, we're going to go through a little kind of like Tonglen, all the millions of people out there. Okay. So first find the love you have for yourself. Scale of 1 to 10. How true is this in your true knowing?
Oh, 9.
Oh, 9? Okay. We got to get to a 10.
Okay.
Where is it not 100%?
When I get in the sludge.
No, right now.
Oh, right now.
How true is this in your knowing?
Oh, it's totally 100% true right now at this moment. Yes.
So
10.
just
So
say,
it's a 10.
this is, I fully know this.
I fully know this.
Even though I could get distracted.
Okay. Even though I could get distracted.
From the sludgy feelings.
From the sludgy feelings.
The sensations.
Sensations.
And my thoughts about that.
And my thoughts about that.
Emotions I'm resisting.
The emotions
I bring up emotions. You might feel shame or like heavy or hopeless, or say, I welcome all these emotions.
Okay. I welcome all these emotions.
The I am that I am is not threatened.
The I am that I am is not threatened.
So I can welcome all of what this is.
So I can welcome all of what this is.
Known and unknown.
Known and unknown.
From the I am that I am.
From the I am that I am.
Okay, so I want you to feel everything that's not that, the sludge, the heaviness, the yuck, say this is all just residual energy.
This is all just residual energy.
I'm familiar with it.
I'm familiar with it.
You can breathe bigger than this.
And breathe bigger than this.
You can love bigger than this.
And I can love bigger than this.
You can choose to be the energy, space, and consciousness bigger than this.
I can choose to be the energy, space, and consciousness bigger than this.
That lets it dissolve.
That lets it dissolve.
For me and for us all.
For me and for us all.
Okay, so from your knowing right now, how true is this truth? Whether you believe it or not, whether you feel like it or not, how true is this truth?
It's 10. It's a 10.
Okay. So now I want you to breathe that into your body. I'm willing to surrender everything to this.
I'm willing to surrender everything to this
and let it come into me fully.
and let it come into me fully.
And now you're going to breathe. See like millions of people in front of you, a lot of women holding. They've anchored in these ideas about women, about menopause, about body, about shameful, about butter, about gluten, about wrongness of the body, and all of these thoughts and feelings come from kind of that prime idea. Oh God, just put your hand on your heart. Say this all comes from the prime idea.
This all comes from the prime idea.
We are not divine.
We are not divine.
That the body is separate from divinity. So I want you to see this collective out in front of you, and they feel so bad. They don't know why they feel so bad. They feel bad about their body. They feel about one of them. They feel bad. God, if only I could just eat right. And I'm just so mad at myself that I keep eating pierogies, and they're holding that. Just say, I see you.
I see you.
There is nothing wrong with you.
There is nothing wrong with you.
There's this false idea.
There is this false idea
We are separate from divinity.
that we are separate from divinity.
And it's time for that to fall away.
And it's time for that to fall away.
And for us to remember.
And for us to remember.
So breathe in right now. You're going to breathe in that shame. Okay, it's like you get sandpaper to sand down the gritty wood. You're going to smooth it, but you need a gritty sandpaper. You with me? Grit in your system.
Yeah.
That same frequency that you see in them. And they're the sandpaper. They're the gift that you're going to breathe in their shame. It's quote unquote their shame. It's just frequency.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing me the shit. And you're going to breathe it in, the density, all the stuff that goes along with it, and breathe it into the exactly places in your system, known and unknown, that have been that grit. You got to use this to grit down and sand down those spaces and places. So I want you to breathe in their shame. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Breathe in their hatred. Breathe in their suppression. Breathe in their heaviness. Breathe in, what did you call it? The sludge. Okay, you're going to breathe in the sludge. If you just do that, it carries all of it. And I want you to breathe it throughout your whole body. You do not need to resist what it has no power anyway. The truth is the truth. There's nothing that can be threatened. So breathe it all into the spaces in you, known and unknown, throughout your entire being, your entire body, your pelvis, your hips, your womb, your energy centers, your sacral, your legs and thighs. Okay, breathe it right through your thighs. Everything these thighs have been that isn't even who I am, and breathe it right through that. It will clear it. It will cleanse it, just like a scrubbing bubbles cleanses the grime off the sink. Let it do its work through your low back. Okay, keep going. Through your abdomen and upper abdomen. Okay, that's what we got. Breathe it right in. Everywhere I swallow this pill of shame, it will do the work for you 100%. So compassion for that group of women, not seeing them, oh, the poor thing. No, that's bad. I don't want to take that in. Yes, it's only a delusion. It's only a delusion. There's no threat. Breathe all of the sludge right into that solar plexus. This is who I thought I was. Thank you, thank you. And you're going to love it and welcome it like one last time, fully, with all that you are. Welcome it into your solar plexus. That which is real cannot be threatened. That which is unreal does not exist. Welcome it right through that. It will do the work for you. Everywhere I thought I was worthless. Everywhere I thought my worth was being good girl. Breathe right in there. And now breathe it through this and beyond, like you're going to breathe it into the solar plexus, but it's going to expand like a big white bubble of light, even bigger than your body. Okay, and forgive yourself for everything this has been. You're here to have an experience, not do it perfectly. Good. Now breathe it in through your heart, your chest, your breasts, your shoulders, your under the scapula. Let it come through your throat. Okay, this was a tie as well. It's like the solar plexus and the throat. So let it come right through. I am willing to stand for us all because I know that I know that I know from that 10 out of 10 knowing that will strengthen you. So welcome it right through the throat. Good. And then all the way up through the head. Get those thoughts out of there. Those are not your thoughts. You don't need to carry those anymore. Let everything go. Now I want you to breathe in and out from the heart, breathing in the sludge, the whole heaviness of this into your heart, and then breathe out pure love, liquid, crystalline liquid love, pure light. Breathe it out through you to them. This is who I am, so I can be this. So breathe in the sludge, breathe out pure love. Breathe in the sludge, breathe out pure love, like 10 times or so. Breathe in the sludge, and everything goes along with it. The breath of what I am is breathing it, is moving it, is cleansing it from me and from them. Breathe out pure love. Yeah, and even breathe in the fear. They got to be afraid of their power. So I'm so powerful, I could eat the whole cake. And afraid of their power, and they don't need to be. They just shift their frequency, and then the power will do something very different. So let those women know all that this wisdom has for you and for them. Some of the stuff we've touched into here, and some could never be put into words. And then breathe that out through you and for them. You are being breathed. Couple more breaths. You can be a conduit for this wisdom to come through you. Okay, now include your patients, anyways they've carried this, and breathe this out to them so they see who they are, and it's easy for them to work with you. It just happens instantaneously. Put your former selves there as well. Okay, hold on. Yeah, just the intentions enough. Good. And when you're ready, let me just see how that is. Let them receive that. Some will receive it right now. Some will receive it in a minute. Some will receive it in the future, and that's okay. You've activated it in you.
Yeah, I just
thank you for all that I've seen and witnessed, because they're kind of a placeholder to show you the frequency of the sludge and the, what this is. So it's a gift. All right, and now you're just gonna let that go. Okay, good. Now feel my body receives pure food, pure energy.
my body receives pure food and pure energy.
And it eats whatever it eats.
And it eats whatever it eats.
Okay, that's good. Okay, now just breathe. How do you feel?
I feel great. I just had a client who was sitting right here who has major sexual abuse in her past, and she's like, and we did a lot of work, and I couldn't help but feel like, oh, this is for her and for me, and I was already in this frequency today, even before we started. So, and I feel like it's such a gift. Like, I know that I'm very close to it. I know how to let that go. Like what we just did, it was believable. I was in it. I was letting it go. It wasn't like I was just saying the words, but not believing it. I was totally in it. And just knowing that I'm doing that for everyone, for all the women in the world, is so powerful. And so it's such a gift.
Beautiful. All we're doing is letting your cells know that.
Yes.
Letting your cells vibe on that channel, letting your physical absorb that and function and that resonance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So different to have a body functioning in the I'm a goddess, a divine being of light, and I can play it out in the illusion of separation, but not participate as if I truly am separate. Be a being of love, acceptance, infinite worth, and function that way.
Yeah.
in your choices, in your words. So now I want you to feel the moment in the kitchen. And he's like, hey, can we cook that steak with extra butter? And you're like, ooh, that sounds delicious.
It
Maybe
does.
it
Yeah.
doesn't, like, but you would honor, yeah, let's do a little of that. Or you have more options. What is delightful to me? What would my body love? Because it's always honoring the worth, honoring letting this vessel be an even better conduit for divinity.
Yeah. And but this letting go of this, like, the mind that thinks that I have to do it a certain way is just huge. Like, letting go of it is huge. Like, oh, I can totally let that go. Like, I don't have to be like, "Mm, I have to eat the
Yes.
right thing." Yeah.
Do you see how it takes a tincture of trust of the body
Yeah.
to, and a lot of people aren't ready to do that. They're so sure that their body is the bad thing,
Yeah. Yep.
right? And so they're not ready to trust the body. If I let my body be free, it's gonna, I don't know, like, just all I'll do is eat pierogies all day. Like, and it's not true.
Yeah.
So that's the delusion. If if you make people hate their body, the body's the enemy. Fight disease, the war against cancer. Like, okay, let's keep doing this and get more aware of what that creates.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna keep doing it until we, just like you, wow, I'm gonna keep maxing myself out on good girl until I realize it's a no win.
It's a no-win. It's a no-win. And yeah. And I see that, like, I got it. Like, I definitely get caught in that, like, oh, and we talked about, like, the lieutenant that comes in, and, like, I get that lieutenant who comes in and says, make sure you don't eat that, or today, now for the week, you have to be good. And
Yeah, no, it's punishment. So
yeah,
stay in the heart, live
yeah,
in the heart. Every time you go into that glitchy space, go back to the heart. And so practice right now breathing as if it's the heart breathing, expanding out, and then it's coming and sinking back in with the exhales. Inhales, it's expanding out, and you can see it like out in front of you, expanding bigger than you, and then letting it all go with the exhale. Whenever you notice that glitchy or the sludgy feeling, just go to that breath. Or you just gotta
wow.
follow, because I'm telling you, the wisdom's gonna tell you things. You're like, clearly that's wrong. But really? Just
Yeah,
because the book says this,
yeah,
the infinite wisdom that comes through you and created you is wrong?
yeah. It just gets so confusing if you're listening outside of yourself
Yeah. To the
to
very
what you should be doing.
nutritionists and doctors, and but you've got the divine nutritionist, the divine doctor, right? So you're, quote,
Yeah,
channeling or just letting in the divine wisdom
yeah,
related to nutrition, the divine wisdom related to the regulate emotional regulation, like you're letting that
yeah,
in.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's my goal.
All right, you
Good.
have done really, really well. And you're listening to that wisdom, like you're really
Yeah,
right there with it, you're listening. So all the work is just letting that come into the cellular. So now your cell, how they
yeah,
say we're transitioning from like 3D to 5D. You're in a carbon-based DNA, we're going into a crystalline-based DNA. What? It's like a birth canal of
yeah,
expansion, but you're getting to a higher and higher and higher functionality. So you begin to see things, perceive things. Most people, a lot of people right now, they still don't feel their emotions, let alone. So that's the
no,
subtle body of your emotional body.
yeah,
There's way more you're tuning into. So just really appreciate, wow, I am in this acceleration and expansion to
yeah,
perceive the subtle body, the emotional body, the all the stuff that's here. And it's because your system is now functioning in a higher way. That's all that's happening.
Remember, it all starts with you. You have the power to create health, vitality, love, and prosperity beyond what you've imagined. You are your own healer. For more information on how you can begin this journey, go to my website, drkimd.com, where you will find multiple resources to open to true power and healing. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I share tools for self-healing every week, and sign up for my newsletter at drkimd.com, where I share my personal journey and further resources to work with me for healing. All of these ways for us to stay connected can be found in the episode description. See you next time.